YouTube, what's going on? For free, I'm giving you my glute and hip flexor warm up. Also a strengthening circuit, if you will. Like, comment, and subscribe. This is a good one. A lot of great info. You're going to need some bands. We need to resist these areas, but I wanted to give you a comprehensive look at how I've been attacking the hip flexors and the glutes, hamstrings as well, this indoor season. Trust me, I understand the word activation gets people kind of up against the wall and antsy. I wouldn't call this an activation. I really just care about these muscle groups being as strong as they can be. And I need the athletes to know that it's very important to me. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's go. I'm calling these can openers. So the knees are meant to be together. The feet are pulling apart. So working on the outer glute. I told them you're in like a deer diary position where your chest is on the ground. You know how you're like, at least in the TV shows, are like deer diary and their feet are kicking behind them. Kind of like that. So you want the feet above the knees, so you're 90 degrees, and the band is around the ankles, and you're pulling the band apart with your ankles, keeping those knees together. Okay, it's going to force you to really get that glute moving, but it's going to want to pop your hips up. I like what Xavier is doing here. Okay, so that's the first one. I'm calling those can openers. If someone has a better name or what the actual name is, let me know in the comments. All right, next. We got kind of two going on here. So Addy is in the yellow with the yellow bands. So the band is around the ankle and then the bridge of the foot. And she's driving through the ground. This is not as much glutes as it might look like. It's more about the hip flexor. I'm going to include reps and sets on the screen as well for you guys. The other one is what Edvion's doing with the blue band. So the heels, the soles of the feet are together. I was reminding him there to keep position. And you're trying to get the knees, the outside of your knees to the ground. So you're another outer glute focus. Open up the hips as well, working on mobility there. I didn't like that. He was helping two people at once. This is probably my favorite one. And I want to show you something after this. So partner it up. Partner it up. The leg is coming as high as it can. 90 degrees would be great. Trying to keep the leg as straight as possible. So you're fighting through the resistance of the band. You can use nothing but that hip flexor. This one was a beast. I love it. Now, I got bands of different resistances, so some people had an easier time than others, and I'm going to fix that. I didn't like how bent her knee is here. But the idea is moving explosively through the range of motion. It's very easy if you have a light band to move slow. But I really want you to challenge the resistance and really get a burn there. There's a muscle in the hip flexor or in that quad that one of the athletes said he felt like he had injured it. He's like, oh man, my quad, he's getting tape. I see him in the corner getting tape from another one of our athletes, Colin. And I asked him, I'm like, what are you getting tape for? He's like, my quad's been hurting. I said, since when? Like, since the warm-up, you had us do that thing, this exercise, and my quad's been hurting ever since. And I said, perfect. Perfect. He was complaining about the Rectus Femoris getting work that typically wouldn't happen, especially in, standing hip flexor lifts, or it's almost like this move, we're treating them like a rocket or like a NFL kicker or something, where the leg has to move through a large range of motion And we just get to hit that rectus femoris a little bit differently. So anyway, when he complained about it, I saw the tape on his leg. I'm not trying to injure anybody, but I'm glad that he got that type of stimulus from it, that kind of feedback that is really weak for you. And if you're going to get these knees moving, get them up so you can come down, you're going to need that muscle working the way it should. There's other things that we did this day that I didn't get video of, but these are older clips. So these are iso holds with the bands, just fighting to get the knee up. And then we turned it to reps, as you'll see with Quran here. And that's just working on the up and down action. Typically, I would want to see this underneath the hip. When you're like stepping down or pushing down toward the ground, I'd like to see that foot move down toward the hip, not in front. So the glute can just kind of get that alignment. When the bands are doubled up, the knees aren't coming very high, as you can see, but the bands are doubled up. It's really forcing them to really work, and it's putting a lot of burn there. So that's good. 2 more for me. We have our plank position, knee drives. So a partner standing behind and they're pulling the foot through. So I want that leg working from a really large range of motion. I want the leg working through a large range of motion and that leg coming through. Big drive, great for core stability as well. And I'm going to include a different variation of this one as well, of the plank position, if you really want to get spicy with it. But lastly for us would be glute focus. So the partner standing in front, athlete that's working is elevated off the ground. We use hurdles here, but it could be a box, could be a wall, I guess. Not sure how that would work actually, but the athlete's working back away now, right? So there's ease getting the knee back in front, and then you work. The work is away from the body, away from the center line. Is away from the hips, not towards it like we were with the hip flexor. I hope this helps you guys. Enjoy these videos, enjoy these exercises. The bands can be purchased on Amazon. I just typed in like therapy bands, the ones that can be cut if you need, or if they come pre-cut, you just tie them up to your desired length. I find these to be a little bit more flexible than the mini bands. If I don't have any of these available, I'll just tie 2 mini bands together and typically get what I need out of it. But like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And until the next one, guys, peace.